Nothing in this life is certain, but I'm probably gonna kill this YouTube channel.
Life can be like a road trip. You'll never know what you'll see or what might happen next. We are born into this world not knowing where our lives will take us. But then all of a sudden we're on our own, trying to find our own way. I never thought I'd be here making YouTube videos, but here I am. I started this channel back in 2020 when we were all stuck indoors for 2 years. 2 years! And it had a huge impact on everyone's lives. It definitely changed my path. I was engaged, I had a job in London, and I shared a flat with my fiance. And that was it. I thought my life was going down a certain road, and then bang! Just like that, everything changed. During the lockdowns, me and my fiance went separate ways, and I couldn't afford the rent in the flat that we were sharing. I never saw it coming. And there I am, I'm at a crossroads. What to do next? Do I move back home? Or do I find myself some shared accommodation? And I've done that before, and I didn't like it the first time. But there was a third option, which I never thought I'd get to do. During the lockdown, YouTube was my outlet. I watched a lot of YouTube, and I was watching mainly van life content.
Van life.
Well, this is well parked up. Just here. Certainly made things worse, in my opinion, for van lifers.
Morning, guys. So we are now in the Peak District.
We're driving to Georgia to buy our van.
And I always said to myself, one day I would love to try that. So why don't I buy a van? And that was it. I went out and bought my first van on what would have been 1 month's rent. When I first started making videos, I made more vlog type videos because we were living in a very strange time and this whole experience was new to me. I didn't know where I was going to shower, I didn't know where I was going to park at night, and I just wanted to document the process. And times were tough. Gyms were shut. I thought I was going to be living this glamorous lifestyle, but most of the time I was parked in some sort of supermarket car park and washing in the Tesco disabled toilets. But I actually loved that lifestyle. Yeah, it made everything more challenging, but it made the day-to-day things feel more like an adventure. But more importantly, for the first time ever, I started to explore the UK. Which might sound strange, but when you work and live within the M25, you very rarely leave it. And I discovered this whole new world. I was traveling to these new places, I was meeting people, I was really getting immersed in the lifestyle of van life. In a way, this whole journey helped me a lot. It helped me grow as a person, and it kind of saved me from myself because I'm not the greatest when it comes to breakups. I always tend to lean to the self-destruction side of things. Making these videos really helped keep my mind busy. And although at the time, no one was really watching my videos, it was just a way to occupy myself, and it helped keep my mind off a lot of things. So I really do owe this channel and everyone that supported me and still supports me to this day, I owe them a lot. So everything was going great. And 18 months later, I decided to get myself a bigger van. I had more room, I was going on more adventures, but that's when life's crazy road trip can throw you a curveball. I ended up with unexpected van problems. And to top it off, I ended up losing my job just before Christmas. Shit, man. I've just got fired from my job. Oh, shit. And I didn't see any of this coming. And then talk about major detours. To keep myself going financially, I became a postman for a while, and I had no idea what I was doing. I think in the 3 hours, I delivered about 10 parcels, which was terrible. Yeah. When I think back now, that part of my life was very uncertain. And because of all of this, I had to move in with a friend. And I've been staying there for the last, gosh, 9 months now. Now after all that, I finally got the van fixed and I'm back in full-time employment. And I finally feel like my life is back on track. However, in those 9 months, I feel like my path has taken a new direction. When I first moved into the van, I didn't really feel like I had that many options. Or at least any options that I was happy with. But I now have options. My mate that I'm staying with has said I can stay there as long as I want. So I've decided to stay there long term. So I'll no longer be living in a van full time. Now I know that's going to be pretty disappointing to some to hear. And this is why I'm calling this video Killing My Channel. Because I understand I built this channel on the premise of van life. And, you know, if people don't want to follow along anymore, that's fine. And I totally get that. But I just want to be honest with people, you know. I'm not going to pretend that I live in a van. I want to keep this channel as authentic as possible. I'm not interested about chasing views or getting clicks or likes, you know. If I ever wanted that for my channel, I would have made the type of videos like, you know, oh, I got the knock on the door, and I would have been like, ah, on my thumbnail, ah. You know, I could have done that. I could have followed the trends, you know. Top 10 things I wish I knew before I started van life. But I just wouldn't enjoy making those videos. Now, that doesn't mean I'm not going to be making videos. I still want to make videos. I've got so many ideas for videos. I've always had this dream, and this is way before I had a van, of running from London to Scotland. Just getting a backpack, throwing a tent in there, and just heading off. I don't know how long it will take, but it's the adventure. Or, lately, I've been getting into canals, which sounds really, really random, but I would love to get myself a kayak and travel around the canals. There are so many routes around the UK that are connected, and it's just something I'd love to explore. And these sort of videos won't involve a van. Now, I know this move could end up killing off my channel. They might not get the views and people might just stop watching. But if the last 3 years have taught me anything, it's to not be afraid of change, because you never know where that new road might take you. Much like my hair, this might be a very bad decision. However, I'm going to have a lot of fun whilst I'm doing it. I don't think I've thought this through. Oh well. It's been a few days since I shot that video, and I'm sitting here now editing it. And yes, I am still bald. Originally, when I made this video, it was just to let people know that I'm no longer living in a van full time. But it changed into this message about life and how we're all born into this world, not really knowing where we're going, and every decision that we make changes the path that we're on. And looking back, I thought shaving my head was the best way to symbolize change and a new beginning. Now, I'm not so sure, but at the time, it just felt like the right thing to do. But now I'm just a bald man. I'm just a man with no hair. Some changes in life are within our control, like me shaving my head or deciding to move in with my friend. But there are definitely factors in our life that can completely change our lives for the better or worse. The important thing is how we adapt to those changes. So if there's one thing anyone can take away from this video, is that change isn't always a bad thing. It might lead to something better. I thought it wasn't recording then. Imagine if I didn't record that. Oh my God, this is my Britney Spears moment. A bird can make a nest out of that.